クリスマスパーティーの時と同じ鉄を踏まないように、今回はちゃんと卒業パーティーの実行委員を決めたいと思います。
Ah, I'm sleepy. Didn't we do this exact same song and dance a few months ago? The school sure is crazy about having parties. Now that the Christmas party was over, they wanted to plan a graduation party. I thought about last year's graduation party. Tara and Nancy were in a different class, but Coco, Suganami, and the class president were in mine. We worked together and did so many things.
卒業パーティーですが、内容は例年通りなので分かっているとは思いますが、ほとんどクリスマスの時と変わりません。ただ、今年は見送られる側なので、そんなに派手なことはできません。そして、最後にダンスパーティーも催されますが、毎年相手の取り合いになったりして、醜い争いが起きます。
Yeah, was there even a graduation ceremony in the other routes? I don't quite remember. Wait, actually I think I do remember. But I don't think that was like a everyone graduating one though, was it?
すんなり身を引くことも、いい加減覚えましょう。
The class president's smile was murderous. I guess no one has asked her out yet. You should comfort her, Itabashi-kun.
そういう桜井君こそ結構香りが好きだろ
She's not a strange girl. I don't know about her personality, but her face is kind of pretty.
おってことは付属最後の夜はいいんじゃぞ
That would never happen. Well, it does happen. Just in a expansion of the visual novel that I don't actually have, so it won't happen indeed. But it could.
おいおいおい
けだものに誘っていただかなくても結構。
Oh, sure. I'm a beast.
それより、卒業パーティーの実行委員を。
Why don't you just be in charge? She had taken charge last year, after all.
私は私で忙しいのよ。
Another interruption. Also of note, Dead Leg! This is the friggin' second time this has happened since, well, doing any recording for the most part of the past few days. When I finally got around to recording for Mother 3, like, the recording literally ended with me just, like, randomly going, Dead Leg! I've got Dead Leg! Because I literally did. I was sitting in, like, the awkward legs crossed kind of way. That's freaking... school, as I keep mentioning, that's what started it, man. They're like, okay, sit on the floor, legs crossed like that. It's like, couldn't we have chairs? No. It's too much hassle to bring chairs in. You sit on the floor. And so I freaking be like that ever since. But I'm not sitting like that right now, and it's still Dead Leg on the left.
それに去年だって最初は私にやらせてたくせに当日間際にあんたや杉並が口出ししてきたせいで全然違うものになっちゃったじゃない。
It's times like this that I really do think, why don't I just use the damn desk in my room for once when recording? Much better, wouldn't it be, to just like sit at the freaking desk? That's right, I'd forgotten about that. The people who were in my class last year began to chuckle.
というわけで実行委員誰かいませんか？
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Akane raised her hand and swung it around enthusiastically.
はい、紫さん。実行委員はココちゃんがいいと思います。
Another one for the CG collection.
いいじゃない、最後なんだし。理由になってないよ。この間頑張ったから、今回はできれば勘弁して。私も賛成。もう一人は、もちろん。
Anzu gave me a sly glance. Huh?
よしゆきね。
Huh? Wait. Just a minute, I don't even...
桜井、なんで嬉しそうなのよ。
What? No way, I'm not happy. But I was actually sort of happy. It would be a big responsibility, but at least it would mean more time with Coco. You know, I'll be honest with you, maybe it's because of Anzu, because those who remember Anzu don't remember like the backstory. I had one of those moments just now. Just like, what were we talking about? This would be our last big event together. Anzu gave me a threatening smile and wrapped a studded belt she pulled from somewhere around her hand. Why, no objections whatsoever. I guess I should obey her orders this time. Obey, Anzu, or die! Goku started to say something, but immediately fell silent. Oh, really? She looked around the room, but no one seemed to object. Except for one person. That could be misinterpreted the way he worded that. Although it's not a lie in his case. I'm sorry, Wataru. I can't concede this time. I like it. No objection. Everyone was in agreement. I suspect they were just glad that someone else was taking care of it. Sure. No, you don't. Then it wouldn't be challenging and you'd get bored of it eventually. Then you'd be like, it's odd to say this, but I miss those frustrating moments where it'd take forever to decide on anything. The president muttered something, but I could barely hear. Everyone give us a round of applause. Everyone agreed and the meeting was over. Band practice was over. Yeah, there's still the band practice. I mean, wouldn't that still be a bit awkward now? And I came back to the classroom with Coco. I think it's short enough. I like the way it is. Well, that was quick to deal with. They were still talking about our music even though practice was over. Our appearance date for On-Air Coliseum was getting closer. I figured we would be fine if we kept practicing at the current rate. Everyone in the band was pretty comfortable with it. It was a great feeling. Coco and I sat face to face inside the empty classroom. No mention of Nanaka in this entire situation then. Now we're the graduation party committee. We really had to figure out what we were going to do as a class. There would be a time to talk about the band tomorrow. You know, it's kind of funny really, we're doing the exact same pose more or less. Huh? Refuse what? Oh, that. Well, how can I explain? I couldn't tell her what it was because I wanted to spend time with her. Temporary lapse in judgment? I guess it's just, well, it is our last event before we graduate. I thought it would be a good memory to have later on. How about you, Coco? Yeah, it was Akane who nominated you after all. Why didn't you just decline? She said something in a very tiny voice. What did you say? What's that supposed to mean?
いいじゃん。それよかほら、催し物決めよう。
She turned scarlet and vehemently tried to change the subject. I wanted to tease her more, but oh well. That's his main enjoyment, isn't it? Teasing everyone.
何か参考になるのないかな。
It seems to be a common character trait in protagonists of visual novels, really, isn't it? I mean, even freaking, what's his name, Ricky? I can't remember, from Lil Busters. Even he, the protagonist that looked like he's just like, he broke all protagonist laws by not having the classic black spiky hair. He looked more like the kind of shy kind of, I don't know, he just didn't have that kind of look to him that he's like, yeah, I'm the protagonist, I get all the girls and all that, because look at me, man, I'm total protagonist material for visual novels. Spiky black hair, or you have to have some form of spiky hair in some form. It doesn't have to be all spiky, but you get the idea. It has to have that look that protagonists always seem to have, to the point where you could put loads of different protagonists for visual novels side to side with each other and they'd all look the bloody same. I suppose there are exceptions. I mean, like Tomoya, for example, he has like a bit of spiky hair, but his hair's freaking blue. Kind of breaks tradition there, doesn't it? Then Riki has like the kind of, not really spiky, but it's kind of brown kind of hair. And then Yuichi had like that kind of slight spiky hair and brown, but it wasn't in that kind of way that, like, why do they overuse that style? I mean, is it like a case where it's just like, we want the player to feel that they're actually in the game? Would that mean that most Japanese guys would have like spiky black hair? I don't get it at all. Why is it always spiky black hair? Anyway, back to the plot. She took a couple of magazines out of her bag. They were old-fashioned, old fortune-telling and fashion magazines. Well, I guess if I'd said fashion there, I could have just changed the way it was around them. Whatever. You're not thinking about doing a fortune-teller room, are you?
ああ、それもいいかな。あ、でも、それだと大半の人数余っちゃうね。
I'm reminded of Persona 4 with that. What was it again? I can't even remember which one of the events it was. Yep, can't remember. Unless we trained every single people in our class to become a psychic. But then people wouldn't be able to decide which psychic they wanted to see. So we need to get more psychics to tell them which psychic to see. What?
まあ、参考程度ってことで。
Fair enough. I skimmed through the fashion magazine. Huh? A few of the pages were dog-eared. The outfits on these pages were kinda sexy. What? I couldn't imagine Coco wearing anything like them. I was so used to seeing her as an unassuming schoolgirl. There is this like them acknowledging just like, yeah, sometimes like you look at Coco and it's like a combination of a rabbit and a dog with some of her facial expression, just like ow. Is that it, game? Well, visual novel, is that what it is? That's not to say I would mind, though. You like these kinds of clothes?
ああ、違う。
What? Coco snatched the magazine away from me. You know, that facial expression she had there, I was just like, okay, picture the classic bunny ears. And it actually fits. She turned red and suddenly pouted at me. What is it?
これは違うの。私じゃないの。
Huh?
あかねがチェックしてたんだよ。
Oh, really? Okay. Those being Akane's decisions would make sense. Akane was definitely the type for mature sexy clothes. Whatever you say, that makes sense. They did seem more her style. You know, I don't get that. Like, the whole bunny kind of thing, for example. Like, you got Playboy, just like, bunny, 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 bunny. Is it because bunnies are just like... You know, just always at it like that? Is that why? Coco's shoulders slumped for some reason. Did I see something wrong? I need a good follow-up. Go for it, man. I think you'd look good in them too. You know, sexy clothes. I was expecting this scene to be a bit more awkward than that. Coco smiled bashfully. Good decision! Because usually wears simpler, prettier clothes. Yes, but I think you'd also look good in a sexy outfit like these. So she says, you don't have to be Volpurus to look good in these clothes. I'm sure you'd look great. You'd got a better figure than you give yourself credit for. Coco gave me a big smile. Good. Wait, not good grief, just good? I think I covered myself up well. But it wasn't really a cover-up at all. I really went to see her in some of these outfits. You know what? I've forgotten what the hell they were on about. At some point throughout this whole discussion with these outfits, I kind of lost the plot. Or maybe the plot lost the plot, and maybe that's why. Alright. We looked at each other and smiled. Things were going great. Cheerfully, I started thinking over ideas to pitch. We should do a booth of some kind, you know, classics. Right, that's why I want to do that this time. Let's be sure to up the prices as much as we can get away with. I thought about what we did last year for the graduation party. It was Suganami's idea to do the baked onigiri stand. It had been kind of fun. That might be good, but I'm also thinking balloons. Balloons? Yeah, you know, those long balloons you can shape into poodles and stuff. Really? I thought maybe Yamada could do it. I brought up the name of one of the boys in our class. You mean a character that isn't... Or maybe we'll actually get, like, to appear on screen, or maybe you'll even have a voice actor, who knows? But he actually has a name. He was a smart guy and good with his hands. The girls kept their distance because he kept bringing resin figures he'd made to class. I always thought he was a nice guy, though. He's good with his hands, though. You think so? I'd figured they'd take the same kind of skill. That's a good point. Okay, scrap that idea. I guess a food stand's a better idea. But if we were to do the food stand, what do you think we should do? We should avoid baked onigiri since we already did that last year. Yakisoba, hot dogs, shrimps, what else? What else do they sell at food stands? No, we didn't. We only got to see one screen. Drawing a blank. But she was still smiling, but not glaring. We went over things like that for a while. We didn't settle on anything, but at least we had a good working relationship and a typo. And that's always good. We were chatting a bit after band practice. Tanaka was making jokes about cutting her hair. I couldn't laugh at them wholeheartedly, but I tried to for Wataru's sake.
でも、もったいないよな。なあ、ヨシユキ。
Yeah, but I think she also looks good with short hair.
そうでしょ？結構気に入ってるんだ。
Nanaka tossed her short hair and smiled broadly. She was trying to assure us that she didn't regret cutting it, but she must have gone through so much. I didn't know how she could act so cheerfully. I was starting to realize how strong she was.
よしゆきくん、どう？新鮮なななかちゃんとデートしてみない？
I spit my juice across the room. Oh, you didn't give me that kind of sound effect, like spelled out, so... Jeez, Nanaka, don't joke about that.
いやいや、その前に俺と昼飯デートは？
やだもん。髪切って最初のデートはよしゆきくんがいいの。ね。
She held my arm like always. As usual, she was soft and smelled good like fresh raspberries. You know, with all the times that guys have come up to her and been rejected, and now she's actually one to get rejected, it must feel really, really, really weird. She nuzzled me like a kitten. She was just acting the way she always did. However, I felt conflicted.
よしゆき。
Huh? Coco gently plied me away from Nanaka.
そろそろ実行委員の会議をやりたいんだけど。
That's right, sorry about that. I unlicked my arm from Nanaka's and started putting back my guitar.
あ、そっか。卒パラ実行委員なんだね、ここ。今朝言ってたね。そう。私とよしゆきが。
That face. Coco seemed to emphasize our names especially. Oh, tension! And awkwardness permitted the music room.
本当は俺がなりたかったんだぜ、ヨシユキ。
Wataru joked around to break the tension. Facial expression! Oh!
だから、ちゃんと会議していい卒パになるようにしてくれよな。
Awkward! I will. How would you feel about dating booth for desperate guys like us?
ねそれいい。運動場に特設の合コン会場。
You know, if they did have a specific thing like that, they probably wouldn't have anyone show up at all and just be like, why did no one show up, guys?
私も出る。
Let's do it, Coco. This year we're gonna run a dating booth.
あのね、もう冗談ばっかり。
You serious? You going with this? If they are, then that's just like Persona 4 all over again. And that was awkward. The awkward atmosphere was gone as everyone joked with me.
ほんじゃ、俺たちは帰るな。
私も帰るね。
It seems in a way like they counter cliches with an idea that is, well, being quite used quite often as well. Okay, see you.
ごめんね、ななか。どうして？一緒に帰れなくて。全然大丈夫。
Wataru and Nanaka waved at us and headed home. Coco and I were alone in the music room. Coco seemed sad. What's up? Let's go back to the classroom and start our meeting.
そうだね。
We sat across from each other as we had the day before. That was a bit of the echo voice there, wasn't it? How are we for time? Yeah, I think I'll stop recording there. Still got a bit of dead leg, that's what happens when you don't move your legs, I suppose, much. But freaking sitting down recording, it just like does a number on the leg. Well, legs. Because now it's affecting the other. Anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.